So Apple Music did their best 100 albums thing. They've been doing it for like some weeks now. So like they was naming their best 100 albums, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's some on this list that are valid. There's some that's like, bro, why is this album even there? Like, why is it even on this list? You know what I'm saying? And some of the placements on here, I'm not gonna lie, are very, very like questionable. But let's get to it, man. So there's from my top 10 from this picture right here. So they had number one, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I'm not gonna lie, number one. Like they're saying this is number one. That means like it must be really that good. Like me personally, I heard of Lauryn Hill. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some people that never heard of her, and like I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the only song from this album I really know from her is literally doo-wop, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like that song, that's the only song I know from this album. Other than that, I've never listened to this project ever. But you know what, it came at number two, right? Michael Jackson came at number two, bro. Thriller. Like I know a lot of Michael Jackson's music because I grew up in a household listening to a lot of Michael Jackson, and it's like at number two, really, bro. Like I mean, it's close to number one, but I mean, Lauryn Hill over Michael Jackson. Let's keep it real, like, bro, really? Lauryn Hill over Michael Jackson. But don't get me wrong. I mean, Lauryn Hill is a talented R&B singer. Like, don't take away her talent. But I mean, like over Michael Jackson, I'm not gonna lie. It's just I don't know. I have a lot of questions on that one, and I feel some kind of way about it. So I ain't gonna lie. But like, I mean, congratulations to her. I mean, Apple Music themselves, they celebrated for her. Like they did like a little celebration because she got the number one album on their Apple Music's choice. I guess their own choice on the number one. But all right, man, let's go on to the next one. So, bruh, all right, let's talk about these placements though. So they had at 95 like a best albums. I had Usher's Confessions. This was low, bro. Like this is like the lowest 100 best album. Honestly, this one should have been at least like been higher. I'm not gonna. It should have been a little higher because come on, this is Confessions. This is the same album that has Yeah by Lil Jon and Ludacris, and they got that song Burn. So it's like this is a classic like album. So like they got a lot of bangers on here. It should have been at least higher on the list. So I mean that's why I would just say don't take this list very seriously. I'm not gonna lie. And then they got 50 Cent at 82, Get Rich or Die Tryin. Like there's literally like 4 or 5 songs I know on this album. Like Pimp, In the Club, Wangsta, Many Men. Like bro, there's mad classics on this album. And you're telling me it was at 82? And man, don't get me started too, bro. Like, so hold on. All right, so they have Taylor Swift, right? The 1989 Taylor's version deluxe. They had this at 18. So basically, you're telling me her album is better than Nas's Illmatic at 39, Tupac's All Eyes on Me, then Biggie's Getting Ready to Die. Are you serious? So you telling me that is way better than and Take Care by Drake as well too? His album. Wow, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually some BS, bro. You have her album better. So you basically saying her album is way better than these classic albums? That's actually insane. All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty here. So this is the one that's mostly everyone's been talking about, like from Twitter. I mean, this is what's trending right now. Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar had a number 7 entry on Good Kid, Mad City, the deluxe edition. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a solid placement. I mean, I don't mind. Like, there's nothing wrong with that placement though. Number 7 is actually good for an album like that. Album is actually like it's pretty good. You got some bangers on there. You got classes on there. You got Money Trees. Like, what I'm saying, you got Mad City, and like you got other tracks on there as well. Like that's like really really good. But here's the big problem though. A lot of people have been upset because How to Pimp a Butterfly wasn't on the top best 100 albums from Apple Music. I said top 100, yeah, top 100, yeah. So that album didn't make it on the list, and a lot of people have been talking about it a lot. Some people are really, really, really salty on this. Like they're really mad. Me personally, I've never listened to How to Pimp a Butterfly, really, and I can't really say. If I listened to it, maybe I would have had the same opinion as other people. Because don't get me wrong, there's not an excuse on why like they could have added another album on this list. Because Beyonce came out here twice, once by her name and the other one called Lemonade. So I mean, there's not really much of an excuse of why they could have just put this album on there. But here's an explanation why like To Pimp a Butterfly wasn't on this list.
I do have a question because I love this record. Obviously, it was so important to me. I was moving to New York. But To Pimp a Butterfly for me is the record for him. So or it is my personal, that's what I would put forward. So I'm curious about why Good Kid, Mad City.
To Pimp a Butterfly actually caused a little bit of division in the hip hop discussion. And I think it's because To Pimp a Butterfly is dense and takes more work.
Yeah.
This Good Kid, Mad City is laid bare for you. It's very, you know, for those that don't want to have to dig in, there's things that catch you right away. Now it's layered so you can get more if you would like to go deeper and kind of analyze. To Pimp a Butterfly, I think had a lot of layers, and I like To Pimp a Butterfly also. It's similar to his Mr. Morale and Big Steppers that just dropped. Right, which I love
that record.
but a lot of people just weren't ready for how deep he went on his own therapeutic journey.
I mean, I can see what the guy's saying. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly, I mean, it is kind of similar to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as far as I like therapeutic albums and stuff like that. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly is mostly for like the black culture. It's like a black culture type album. I'm not gonna lie. I never listened to it. I have to give it a listen one of these days. I'm not gonna lie, but I listened to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I mean, that's a very like that's a therapy session album. So like with that as well, but still, I mean, not a lot of people ain't gonna be happy about the video I just shown. I'm not gonna lie. Even the lady in the video herself said that should have been on the list. So a lot of people could agree with her on that part. But I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna like spend my time talking about this too much. But I'm not gonna lie. Let me talk about the albums that should have been on here myself personally. So I think the albums that should have made it on this list, it should have been Kanye West's Graduation album, because that's actually a great album. Like from Champion, the song Champion, Good Morning. There's a lot of Can't Tell Me Nothing. There's a lot of like great hits on this album in particular. This definitely have made it at least in the top like 100 best 100 albums. Then Wayne the Carter 3, I ain't gonna lie, that should have made it on here too, because you know they got a lot of banger tracks, and you know like they had Let the Beat Build, come on, Lollipop, like Mrs. Officer, like come on bro, they should at least made it on here too. Like why they leave this one out? Are you serious? There's a lot of albums that should have made it on this list. But that's all I gotta say for this video. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let me know what y'all think. What albums y'all think should have made this list in y'all own personal opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Y'all think To Pimp a Butterfly was what they left it out was BS? Y'all think I should have been on there? What number it should have been on there? Like the ranking. But that's all I gotta say, guys. And remember, when it's not all good, don't be misunderstood. Total Instinct out. Peace.